Are you pro-black if you date interracially? That's his next question.
Now, I'm going to crack him. No, you're not. I promise you. You're bunny hopping. Listen. I know. The reason you should not be with her. I want you to finish. I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish. That's where I was. The reason you have no business being with a Caucasian woman is although she nor her family may have participated in our oppression directly, she benefits from it. Every white person benefits from the enslavement of blacks. Every white person benefits from the marginalization of black folks. Every white person benefits from every handicap that has been introduced into our community. And I'm quite sure she, like every other white person, has done nothing to level the playing field.
Should we have that same disdain for the Africans that sold us into the slave trade?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
That's a great question.
That continue.
You could tell. You could tell that this was his whole He was like, I got him with this one. I got him. He think he's been. I got him. I could tell, that's his whole argument, probably riding on that one thing.
No, you've been talking. I want to go. Yo, you are a Pan-Africanist, and you push that we should go back to Africa, or no?
Why is he standing and not sitting down? What the fuck is going on?
You're wrong again. I'm going to clarify. The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said, quote, the only people we want in Africa are those who are willing to do something good for Africa.
Gotcha.
Most of you are no good right here in New York City, and will damn well be no good in Africa.
Damn. So why he opened his eyes and looked deeper into his soul when he said that? What if they get up and fight? Unc Alvars. See, this is why I don't like podcasts. Why would you say that? Now he gotta beat your ass at this point. Why would you open your eyes that wide? Would you do that?
There was never a Back to Africa movement. Only those who wanted to go back and build should go. Could you imagine me coming to New York or New Jersey with a big ship, a Noah's Ark, and put every Negro you know flip and take them to Africa with their white girlfriends, they video games, they weaves, they perms, they Air Jordans? Africa got enough problems as she is now.
I don't have any Air Jordans in my home in Umar. I don't have a perm either.
Last thing Africa needs is a bunch of post-traumatic slavery.
Wait, what's wrong with video games? What the fuck? Yo. Is he saying I could only play black video games? There's no way. There's no way. Where would I be without God of War? Where would I be without Sonic? Mario? Call of Duty. I'll probably be a millionaire if I never played Call of Duty. I'm gonna be honest. He might be spitting.
We diseased Negroes coming back home without their right African mind.
Get that Chinese government out there too.
Bro, now, do you want me to answer his question?
No, you could.
Okay, now. You said, shouldn't we hate the Africans who participated in the slave trade? I want you to show me one country in Africa today that benefits right now, from the fact we wasn't enslaved.
You're moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. No, I'm not.
Well, no, he's still on topic.
You are. You
no,
said,
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Stop.
No, I'm not.
Stop.
His whole argument is basically that why would you date someone who still benefits off of the back of slavery? And actually, what you did was move the goalpost, to be honest.
That Portuguese people, or the Portuguese, and I'm agreeing with you, they were some of the pioneers of this bullshit. I'm agreeing with you. Stop. I'm agreeing.
And they're not done. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Who colonized Brazil?
You're not letting me
finish. Who colonized Brazil?
Portuguese.
Who stopped?
I hate this because it's like, what the fuck? Now I just gotta sit up here and get my ass beat metaphorically, verbally. I gotta just sit up here and take this beating and battering. Granted, you asked for this. Most likely. But god damn it, somebody save me. Somebody bring up a counterpoint. If I'm ever in this position, bro, I'm killing myself. I swear to God, it's over for me in GTA. I'm just not. I'm scarring everybody in the room. You're not about to embarrass me like that. You're not embarrassing me like this ever. Swear to God. Swear to God, your whole shit done. You going to therapy after this conversation, I swear. Okay, wait. Hold on. There's more to that convo. Wait. I'm not done with it. There's a girl. Never mind, chill. Hold on. So, I mean, that was the basis. Wait, where's the rest?
No, you're not.
I promise you.
Because you're bunny hopping.
Oh, nah. Calling me a bunny hopper, not crazy?
He comes in here and clean this motherfucking apartment. Joe might not know who the fuck cleans this apartment.
Something just hit me.
Shoot.
Are you mixed race?
No.
Or you a bunny hopper?
Yes.
That's why you have a liberal perspective.
That's not true. That's not
because you go home to a white woman.
Yes, but that's not true. I felt this way before I met my white girlfriend.
So help me understand how you could be so passionate about the black.
I'm passionate. I'm an objective thinker. I don't. If something makes sense.
So you have no loyalty to the black community.
No, I do have. I probably employ more blacks than you.
Okay, so help.
Damn. Yo, this getting a little nasty.
Me understand that you employ more blacks than me, but you go home to a white woman. Why you don't have a black woman?
This is good. This is crazy.
Because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black.
Why didn't you fall in love with a black woman?
Why?
fell in love with a black woman. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay. And why didn't you get another one and another one
You
and
gonna say why did you just keep trying?
another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
And
I
you're
went
being
to.
disingenuous about
That's not
something.
true.
And let me tell you what you're being
True.
disingenuous about.
True.
Romance is a function of focus and opportunity. If I want to date an Asian, I'm going to put myself around Asian women so I can find one.
Okay, so he basically saying that if you really wanted to date a black woman and marry a black woman and fall in love with a black woman, you could put yourself in position to find one. I don't think that, okay, let me shoot bail though. I think because he has a white woman, right, as a wife or a girlfriend, I think that because it's not a priority for him does not mean that he doesn't want to date a black woman. But I don't think he looks at it as important enough to shift or change his environment to a point where he only wants to, like, maybe romance
And
isn't
that's
that big of a
true, I
deal.
guess, but falling in love is so much easier when it comes to you.
When it comes to you, what do you mean by that?
As a black woman, the numbers don't add up.
What do you mean?
There's more black women than black men, so it makes sense for me to racially open, dating-wise.
I would say it's completely.
How is Dr. Umar be remembered in 59 years, Sean, in the Black History Museum?
I mean, he probably gonna be the #1 yapper of all time.
When you just meet someone and you just click, instead of just searching someone out.
Yeah, you know, that's how I feel.
Crying face, Sean the milkman trying to cope.
Are you talking to me or are you saying the milkman is trying to cope? Because I probably dated more black women and been with more black women than you like have in your entire ancestry. I'm going to be honest. But my main point is, does it make a person not pro-black because they don't have a black woman or a black man? I'm more on the ideological side of the game, whereas what your beliefs are what make you pro-black or not pro-black. That's how I feel. Short answer, no. I mean, I agree. You feel me? You honestly don't think so? No, that's fucking stupid.
If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did you end up with the Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all.
How did you end up with the Caucasian? It's just so crazy.
I'm Latino and dated a Latina for 2 years and she was crazy AF. Now I'm with a white chick.
What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just mono.
Listen, so what? I went to white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Listen to my question. Let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority wasn't, I'm
Exactly.
not closed off to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating
That's what he's
Asian women.
saying.
I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the
But
table
you
for
do
me.
understand that by not being with a black woman, you
answering.
undermine
That's
the
your
success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman.
How does the black community as a whole benefit from really any relationship? Have y'all ever benefited off of the? Y'all ever seen a black couple in public and you felt like it was a benefit to you in some capacity? What relationship? What the fuck does another random nigga relationship that happens to be with a black woman benefit me in any capacity? What does that do for you? Not to say that you shouldn't do it though. Not to say you shouldn't do it. Like if you happen to be with a black woman, that's great. If that's who you want, then that's great. I don't believe in. To be honest with you, bro, I just really don't believe in preferences.
So since I'm white I can't hang. But let me lose my
Oh,
mind.
brother.
Then I'ma get shot. Rob. My shoe.
Like, I understand and accept the fact that people have preferences. I just don't really have preferences. I just really like, you know what I'm saying? I like what I deem to be good-looking, attractive women. And those fall into any category. It just so happens that most of them have been black. That's just what it is. But what's the benefit?
If I lend to the financial
Uplifting
of that community, that's one thing.
Nah, preference is a real thing. I know, but a lot of the time you have to argue and sometimes break down your preferences and why you prefer those things. I'm speaking for myself. I don't necessarily have preferences. I know I just like attractive women. That's all I like to me. That's just to me. I don't necessarily have a preference for this particular race, this particular figure. I think everybody has a thing that works for them and it can be attractive on a certain person. I don't look for specific attributes and be like, oh, this is the only type that I have, because it's just not. Just not. So you have to end up breaking down why you prefer that thing, which could indicate some anti-blackness on a lot of people's parts. But speaking for myself, I wouldn't say that that's the case. And I also find it hard to think that I couldn't be pro-black with any other group of women. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Two, if I'm helping,
because I think of it as like a ideological thing, not, you know, anything else.
To educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit.
Does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any black person?
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to know why? Because she belongs to the group that is responsible for the historical oppression of your race.
So
why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman, you don't just marry the woman or date the woman. You're dating her community and her culture.
So
nah, I don't agree with that. I disagree. Don't mistake being pro-black with being a not. What? Who the fuck said that? He dragging it? I mean, he took it way farther than it needed to be. I don't, unless we come to a different definition of what being pro-black means.
And given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
Let me ask you a question. I want you to let me get myself.
I think made me venture out and made me realize more beautiful women, even though I love black woman as a black man.
Yeah, it's just simple. What if the white person doesn't know shit about black oppression? Like, I feel like that would be exhausting to explain to a partner. Of course. That's why it makes more sense to date within race, given that there are certain cultural aspects that you'd have to explain to someone and certain ideas that other people have never had to entertain because they'll never have to go through those things or have been through those things. And they really only experience can be the best teacher with those situations. So if you don't want to go through the trouble, the hassle of having to explain that to somebody, and 100%, I get why you would just be like, nah, I'm gonna just stick with, you know what I'm saying, the people that I look like. But if it's not a piece of information, or you don't have a problem explaining that, and they understand, not to say that they get it, but they understand what you're trying to say or where you're coming from, I don't get how that's a knock. I don't. You sometimes feel guilty for not wanting to go. I don't feel guilty for that at all. The explanation is the most annoying part sometimes, but at the same time, it's completely fine if you just like, you know what, I don't feel like going through that. I don't feel like having to inform somebody of that. And realistically speaking, we should be in an era where enough people understand, or not even understand, but have looked into enough cases of what racism is and how it's affected different cultures enough to a point where the person that's the minority in the relationship shouldn't have to explain that situation to them. They should already be educated on that. Then don't explain it. Man, it's not bound by any system. What do you mean? If you have children with that person is still going to be half you. So you would still have to explain it at some point. That doesn't alleviate your child from having to go through some of the things that you did simply because you're in a relationship with somebody who's white. Again, I'm not even prohibiting that or saying that it's a bad thing. I don't think it's anti-black at all. I think what's anti-black is taking away black people's freedom to date whoever they want to date. That's what I think is anti-black. And if he's leading the conversation to where I think he's leading it and saying that the procreation of black people is a problem, you also have to entertain the idea that gay people are black. Gay men and gay women, they're trans folks that don't have children, traditionally speaking, that don't technically add to the black community. I guess you would say that they're disabling it, which is another point of homophobia, which also needs to be addressed within the black community. If you want full support of everybody, you have to include every single person. I just think it's a stupid talking point once you get that deep in. But if you're just keeping it on the surface still and you're like, oh, okay, I'm only looking at this from the perspective of, you know, you diluting the race. This is still a black child, and discourse around biracial people needs to evolve beyond, oh, you got a speck of white in you. Well, what do you know? Most black people do. Most black people have some white in them. That's just the situation. That's just the case. The percentage is going to mean a lot more to a lot of people, but it's all in a lot of the time which side you choose. That's why Logic got so much flack, because he's stuck in the middle, like basically saying, oh, I got this side attacking me, I got this side attacking me. Nigga, you haven't picked a side. Not saying I don't empathize. I get why it's difficult, or why it's difficult growing up like that, finding an identity, quote unquote. But for the black people that didn't find their identity in their race and instead found an identity despite their race, people like Logic that basically make their entire personality, or made their entire personality, their biracialness, are going to receive flack from both white and black people, as they should to me. Least controversial Sean stream. What do you mean by that? Logic did pick a side by who he had a kid with. Yeah, but I mean his whole career. His whole career. I don't agree with picking a side, though. I'm not saying you have to pick a side. I'm saying that if you want to alleviate this constant conversation about whether or not you biracial, even though that conversation won't go away, you have to be like, oh yeah, I'm a go into the core aspects of this side and what they go through, and try to talk about these particular things. Like, that's what you'd have to do. Logic to me just didn't do that thing. It seemed very like what Logic did to me was more of like a white person appreciating hip hop, as opposed to a black person understanding what goes on in black culture. Like, he very much so gave me, I appreciate blacks. I remember seeing
this article that by the year 2100 or close to that, the world will be mostly mixed, or along those lines.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. I wouldn't know. Drake? You putting Drake in question marks as if he's supposed to be the one that did pick a side? Because I don't think he is. He also just got done saying that bar in his EP, talking about white folks, they think I'm a danger, and black folks talk about my white mom, which nobody ever really did. I don't know what bro was talking about, because you've never talked about anything pro-black in your whole career, and I accept that. I'm not looking for you to be the spokesperson for anything like that, but I just thought that was a funny talking point. Like, what are you saying? No one thinks Drake is dangerous. That's what I'm saying, bro. And nobody talks about his mom like that. Nobody genuinely gives a fuck when it comes to Drake. Nobody gives a fuck when it comes to Cole. It's never really been a talking point in their career. Fence riding makes you look weird to both sides. Fence riding
makes you look weird to both sides.
Yeah, I mean, where you otherwise would just say nothing. It's a lot of biracial people that just don't even say nothing, which is fine. Whipped and chained, like what? Bro, chill. That's not what he said. I mean, that is what he said, but like, relax, because it's not that deep. But yeah, man, like, I don't know. I wouldn't deny yourself romance or love with people simply because they don't fall within the same like racial group as you.
I hate that line Logic has that goes, but he was born with the white privilege. Man, WTF is that? Like, bro, you know what it is, stop playing.
I mean, I don't remember, or I don't know how many people thought that Logic was white when he first started rapping. But like I said, what I hate is this idea that, you know, you black, so unless you do what I say, you anti-black, and you take away like black people's decisions and their autonomy based off of decisions that have nothing to do with any type of feeling about themselves or black people. That's just the decision that they landed on, and you have to learn how to accept that. That's what real black liberation should be. Black people doing whatever the fuck they want to do, regardless of like speculation or, you know, what your true intentions are, or you're self-hating, blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, bro, that's what the ancestors have been fighting for you to be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do without judgment, without fear, without criticism, without punishment. If that's only attraction into a woman, I think being attracted to any particular race specifically is a bad thing. I do. I don't, like I said, it's just so, it doesn't make any sense to me why you would look at a group of people and be like, yeah, it's just them. I don't see it making sense to me, bro. It very easily lends itself to fetishization. Can you fetish your own race though? I think you'd be disingenuous to say that there's only attractive people within my group. That's what I would say. I don't think it's unreasonable to like people that look like you. That's completely fine. But I think limiting yourself in terms of like what you think or define beauty as to just people that look like you, I think is a little stupid. That's why I would say, like I said before, and I said it again, that I don't necessarily have like those preferences. I don't. Maybe if you want to be with those of the same culture and they relate, there's nothing wrong with being of your own culture. Be with that. That's completely fine. I'm the same way. I'm mostly be with black women. But at the end of the day, I accept that, okay, there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in all races. There's beauty in all groups of people. That's just me, though. It's hard to describe a preference without indicating some lack of attraction for something else, and then you'd have to, like, if you put yourself in a room explaining why you have that lack of attraction to that thing, is just where it becomes like problematic. Not to say that you could change it like overnight, but where that comes from for some people is the biggest question.